Hi, so welcome to week 3 of the HIP challenge, and hopefully by now you are starting to notice something going on in your glutes and the muscles that support the pelvis. Hopefully you're noticing them get a little bit stronger and a little bit more mobile perhaps. So we've been working on the kind of outer and posterior muscles for the last 2 weeks. So today we're going to shift our focus to the hip flexors at the front that cross from the thigh bone to the pelvis, and then we'll kind of focus on those as well a little bit for the lengthening as well. So you don't need any props today, just your mats. So when you're ready, come to the front of your mats. We're going to start with our hands on our hips. You can gently bend your knees. As you inhale, lift the left foot, and as you exhale, just step it back, okay, with control. And we're coming into, I guess, what I describe as the version that I like to teach of Warrior One, okay? So it's more like a standing lunge. Right foot is facing forward, the left foot, the heel is generally lifted, toes are facing forward, and I just want you to draw the right hip back. The left hip gently comes forward, that helps us to level off the pelvis. And from here, I want you to firm your thigh muscles, so strong legs. Just gently lengthen the tailbone as you draw the core in, the belly button in towards the spine. So we're not tucking the tailbone, it's just a gentle lengthening. You can start with your hands on your hips. We're going to inhale. As you exhale, start to bend the front knee. Okay, if that knee overshoots the ankle, you can start to scooch the front foot forward. Okay, the back leg stays straight for now. Gently lengthen the tailbone. As soon as that starts to drop off and you get that natural curve in the back, just come a bit higher. Good. Then as you inhale, straighten the front leg, come back up. Exhale, bend the front knee. Take 2 breaths, keep lengthening the tailbone. Inhale, straighten the front leg, come back up. Watch your balance. Good. Exhale, bend the front knee. This time sweep the hands up towards the ceiling, but keep that tailbone lengthened. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg, bring your hands to your hips 2 more times. Exhale, bend the front knee, sweep the hands up, but keep the tailbone lengthening down. So you'll hopefully notice some lengthening the left hip flexor. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg, hands down. One last time. Exhale, bend the front knee, sweep the hands up. Good. Press through the feet, nice strong base. Good. And inhale, straighten the front leg, bring your hands to your hips. Bend the front knee, hands either side of the front foot, step back into downward dog. So just take whatever position of downward dog that you would like. You can pedal the feet, bend the knees, have straight legs, whatever feels right for you. And then inhale, and as you exhale, set the left foot between your hands. We're in a little lunge and come to standing. So just make sure you're happy with your base. You might want to step the feet a little bit wider. Good. Bring your hands to your hips, start with 2 straight legs. Again, draw this right hip forward now, left hip comes back just to level the pelvis. Engage the quads, engage the glutes. Hands to your hips. Good. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the front knee. Keep the tailbone lengthened. Notice what's going on in this right hip flexor. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee again. So you don't have to bend that front knee super far. It's very much about what's happening in the pelvis to get into this front hip flexor. Strong legs. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. This time as you exhale and bend the front knee, sweep the hands up. Lengthen the tailbone down. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg, hands to your hips. Exhale, bend the front knee, sweep the hands up. Press through the feet, almost like you're pressing the mat away from you in both directions. Good. Inhale, straighten the front leg. One last time. Exhale, bend the front knee, sweep the hands up. Good. Exhale the hands either side of the front foot. Step back into downward dog. Good. This time in downward dog, just bend the knees, lift the sit bones, and press the weight back. So you find lots of length through the back of the body. And then we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, step the right foot between your hands again. You're in a lunge. Inhale to standing. Again, just make sure that you're happy with the base. Straighten both legs. You draw that right hip back this time. Left hip comes forward. Hands to your hips. Inhale. As you exhale, bend the front knee. Gently lengthen the tailbone. And then when you're happy here, you can start to bend the back knee, the left knee. And just bring it so that it's just hovering above the floor. We're going to hold for 3 breaths. Press through the feet. Engage the glutes. Firm the thighs. Lengthen the tailbone. Good. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Step back into downward dog. Again, you can bend the knees. Press through the hands, lift the sit bones. Then we're going to inhale. As you exhale, step the left foot forward. Good. So we're in a lunge. Inhale to standing. Straighten both legs. Make sure you're happy with your base. Good. Level off the pelvis. Firm the thighs. Gently lengthen the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the front knee. Readjust the tailbone. Press through the feet, start engaging the glutes and the thighs. And then as you exhale, start to bend the back knee so that it's hovering just over the mat. You really feel that through the hip flexor, all the way down through the quad. 3 more breaths. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Press back into downward dog. And we're going to inhale. As you exhale, step the right foot between your hands. Lower the left knee. Good. Untuck the back toes and inhale to upright. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of versions of Anjaneyasana here. Okay. So the back toes are not tucked, and you notice the foot tends to come in. So just try and get this back leg so that it's in line with the long edge of the mat, okay, and this front knee stacks over the front ankle. Beautiful. So start just by bringing your hands to your hips. We're going to inhale to lengthen up through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, and that's all we're doing. So again, just start to feel a little bit of lengthening through this left hip flexor, and from there, I then want you to press down actively through the top of the left foot. So now we're starting to engage some stuff here. We're starting to engage some muscles, getting the hip flexor going. We're just building a little bit of strength while we're lengthening. Good. And then just start to walk your right foot a little further forward. So now the ankle is ahead of the knee. And as you exhale, just draw the sit bones, the hips, towards the front heel. So we're not coming into a really low lunge. Still want you to lengthen that tailbone, but we're just drawing the hips forward, getting a little bit of extra length through the left hip flexor. Okay, so it's nothing excessive. You get a lot more through the action of the pelvis than you do just by sinking or flopping into a low lunge here. Keep pressing through the top of the left foot. Okay, and then just walk that front foot back to the starting position and then step it wide. So step it to the outside of the mat and turn the right foot to face at 45 degrees. Okay, the action is the same. So I still want you to start by lengthening the tailbone, pressing through the top of the left foot. You can use your right hand to gently press against the inside of the right thigh. So you're just kind of opening that right thigh a little bit. And then as you exhale, with the knee and the left leg rooted, start to draw your hips towards the right heel. So you're drawing them at an angle. And what's happening here is that you're getting into the kind of inner side of the left hip flexor. So you're getting into the left hip flexor, but just approaching it from a different angle. So you're just kind of getting it in from the kind of medial angle. Yeah, but keep lengthening the tailbone. Press through the top of the left foot. Notice when it just drops off a little bit, we get distracted and it disappears. Good, okay, and then turn the right foot in, step it back to centre, hands either side of the front foot. You can step that right foot back and then step that left foot forward. Okay, come back to upright. So the right toes are not tucked. Front knee stacked over the front ankle. Inhale. Find lots of length through the crown of the head, and as you exhale, lengthen the tailbones. Just start to notice what's going on this right side. Use the breath. Every inhale, we're trying to find length through the spine. Keep pressing down through the top of that right foot, so we're activating the muscles here, not a passive stretch. And then when you're ready, start to walk the left foot forward. So the ankle's just ahead of the knee. And still pressing down through the top of the right foot and lengthening the tailbone, start to draw the hips towards that front heel, okay? So it doesn't matter where you are in relation to this knee, okay? We're not looking for that low lunge. We're just finding a little bit more length by taking the hips forward, but still lengthening the tailbone. Take one more breath here. Okay, and then just walk that front foot back. It's back to its starting position. Step it to the outside of the mat. Turn the foot out at 45 degrees. Inhale, extend up. Lengthen the tailbone down. Start to press through the top of that right foot. Take the left hand to the inside of that left thigh. So we're just gently pressing that thigh open. And then when you're ready with your base nicely anchored to the mat, start to draw the hips towards the left heel. Okay, so we're now just approaching this hip flexor at an angle from the inside. We're not being aggressive, we're not being forceful with it. It's just a consistent, steady lengthening of the tailbone, pressure through the top of that right foot. Two more breaths. And keep taking the hips towards the heel as they start to kind of open up a little bit. There's a little bit of give. And then turn the toes in, step the foot to the middle. Hands either side of the front foot. You can take the left foot back, and you might just want to give your hips a little roll just to finish with. You can draw them in towards the chest and then draw the knees away from each other, press them down towards the front of the room and draw them back in. So just a nice little final mobility loosener to finish off with. Remember to change directions if you like. And then you can roll over to your right hand side and press yourselves up, and that is your Monday, Wednesday, Friday session in a nutshell. Thanks very much again for joining me, and we'll see you soon.